Hey guys, and welcome. Today I'm joined by the Swedish sensation, Anders.
Hello, everybody.
He's a pretty awesome dude, and we used to record a lot of videos together. And I thought we could get together now and just have a little bit of a discussion about Battlefield 4, our feelings on it, the state of it, and whether we think it's good or not, really. So I've made a few bullet points, and we're just going to get into it, and you're going to get our honest opinions and thoughts on the important matters in the game, I guess. So, BF4, Anders, obviously it's been out a few months now already, and I mean, how many hours have you got on record now?
Oh God, it's been I think it's been out for 6 months now, right? Almost.
Nearly 6 months.
Yeah, nearly 6 months. I think I spent 300 hours, barely 280 or something like that.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably about the same as me as well. Definitely not played it as much as I played BF3 when that came out.
Hell no. I think I had 600, 700 hours by now in BF3. That was amazing. So much fun.
It was.
Until they added suppression.
Oh yeah, oh god, suppression. Yeah, so, the game's been out a few months, and obviously we've played it a lot, as you can see, and I think we've got a good idea of what the game's like, and I don't think past this point it's really going to change that much, even if they do some sort of mega patch, whatever. So, obviously one of the most talked about things with BF4 is the netcode, the hit registration. So, to me, and a lot of other people as well, I'm sure, Anders, you might feel the same, the netcode in BF4 seems a lot worse than in BF3.
Yeah.
And BF3's netcode wasn't perfect, but you don't feel like it was anywhere near as bad as in BF4, right?
No, I mean, let's be totally honest now. Like, compared to games like Counter-Strike and Call of Duty, the netcode in Battlefield 3 was pretty damn bad still. But it was good enough to the point where you could enjoy the game and, forgive it for the few shortcomings of getting shot behind walls and that kind of stuff. It happens sometimes, but not too much, only with people with really high ping and that kind of stuff. And the real issue there, or you could kind of forgive it for it, because it was such a massive experience, and if you get shot once every day behind a corner, you could kind of live with it, so to say. It was definitely good enough to make up for it, simply. That's at least my opinion.
Yeah, and in BF4, do you feel like the netcode's good enough?
No, definitely not. And that's the sad thing.
Yeah.
And it hasn't really improved at all. I'm not gonna I want to give them credit. They've tried really hard to fix things and add things that should be added and fixed, but they haven't actually fixed what makes Battlefield the Battlefield, because an FPS game got to have good hit registration, good tick rate. Basically, tick rate means how often a server updates information you send to it sends to other people, and that it sends to you and other people. Basically deciding who hits who and where you are on the map, and so on and so on. And simply, everything is just too bad to make the game enjoyable if you try. I guess if you are a little bit try hard. I mean, I'm not try hard. I never ran around only with M16 in Battlefield 3, for example, like many people like to say is try hard. I like to use many different weapons, but I still wanted to play my best, be as good as possible, and win. And I can't do that in Battlefield 4. I feel like I'm handicapped. I feel like I got both my hands duct taped behind my back, and the game says, "Hey, do your best now."
Yeah, no,
that's how I feel.
That feeling of you've been cheated. It happened so much in BF4. It happened once in a while in BF3. Like you say, it wasn't perfect.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't enough to discourage you from actually liking and playing the game until the suppression was really bad. Then I had a long time of not playing it also until they nerfed it again.
Yeah, but in BF4, it really, I like what you said there. It does feel like you're handicapped in a way.
Yeah, I can't react to things as quickly, and even, I don't know, you must have noticed this, you who have a competitive background in Counter-Strike. I feel kind of like when I'm playing DayZ standalone, when it comes to the aiming isn't as quick and precise as it should be. It feels like I'm kind of a little bit on a controller stick. That it's kind of lagging behind my movement and reaction. And really, the only thing that should limit how good I do in a game is myself. Like, if I'm not quick enough, sure, then the enemy should kill me. But if I'm quick enough, I should be able to kill the enemy, but the game doesn't let me because it's not quick enough.
Yeah, I think
that's kind of how I feel like.
I know what you mean. It feels like very sluggish and heavy compared to BF3.
It feels like, I'm going to quote Tabes here, I think when he reviewed Modern Warfare 3, and he said, it feels like I'm wearing a fat guy suit. That's just how it feels like.
Yeah, no, it does.
It feels like I'm wearing a fat guy suit.
In BF3, I think, like, I mean, I had a lot of fun just jumping onto like a team deathmatch, which was on like No Shot Canals.
Yeah,
and you would just, I mean, I know you say
run
you didn't
around
use
like crazy.
Yeah, you just pick your favorite gun, whether that was the M16, whatever, and you could just go on massive kill streaks, and it felt crisp. It felt like everything you did was purposeful.
Oh, and the sniping. Oh, you remember my sniping montages, right?
Awesome.
Holy shit, man. And such amazing kill streaks. Like, we're talking like 9 out of 10 shots in the head and that kind of shit. Like, really crisp and nice. And I really felt like I was not held back by the game. The only thing holding me back was myself. Like, the more I trained, the better I got, the better kills I got, the more fun I had. I don't feel that with Battlefield 4. I felt straight away, I think after the first couple of matches of the game releasing, I had fun the first couple of matches, then the problems started to show themselves, but I guess I was kind of blue-eyed and was like, it's no problem. Battlefield always is a little bit buggy when it releases. They're probably going to fix it with a patch in maybe a week, maximum 2 weeks. But yeah, it's almost half a year now and nothing had happened. And I'm starting to get really sad.
I know, it's a shame, isn't it?
A hug.
It really is.
And like, don't get us wrong now, guys. Like, we're ripping on the game because we fucking love the franchise. Like, that's the only reason. If me and Jack didn't give a shit about Battlefield 4, we would not give a shit. We would not be making videos talking about bugs and how we wish they would fix them. We would just completely ignore it. But I made, I think, 70 videos of Battlefield 4, and I think in 10 of them I talk about things I want changed and fixed. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just I think the feedback that you get from the weapons in the game as well, like even from say you put together like a montage, right? Of like in BF3, say you've got like the Magnum and you get like 4 headshots in a row, like the visual feedback you get from that, it looks good. But the gunplay in general in BF4, it doesn't seem to give you much feedback of like, have you got a headshot? Like, that guy is dead. And one thing that really gets to me about the animations in particular, you know, when you hit someone in the head in BF4, their head sort of ducks and weaves. Yeah. And that moves the hitbox. So if you try and get a follow-up shot on them straight away afterwards, you miss because the animation of the character
backlash with the head.
Yeah, you know,
I get what you mean.
And it's really hard to hit people who are head glitching, and obviously that's a big.
Yeah, that was a problem in Battlefield 3 too, though. I gotta say, but it wasn't as much of a problem like it is in Battlefield 4 now. Definitely not. I felt like if enough of the head, let's say, for the American viewers, an inch or maybe more poke up behind cover, then I would be able to get a headshot. That's 2.5 centimeters or more for all the European viewers. And in Battlefield 4, I feel like I have no chance at all to hit anyone that's standing behind a box and only their head showing, if not the entire head is showing. Like, I need the entire head to be shown, otherwise I feel like I have no chance of hitting them.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I've been told that I'm wrong about this, but you might have similar feelings, I don't know. But I feel like now in Battlefield 4, the suppression is worse than it was in Battlefield 3.
I have to disagree with you on that one. I don't think it's
that's okay. That's I've been told I'm wrong, but it was just a feeling I got after I played it again when the second assault came out.
You know what I think it is, though? I think it's just bugs, because they've got that whole thing where if you start shooting before you ADS, you still have the hip fire accuracy.
Oh yeah, that's horrible.
Man, like It doesn't matter. I know it's sort of like trying to simulate real life and be authentic and everything because you've already started shooting.
But it doesn't work like that in real life either. I mean, like, trust me, my uncle is a professional submachine shotgun, like 9mm submachine shooter, and he won the Swedish championship, and like he can verify that like that kind of stuff is bullshit. If you start hip firing and you bring the gun up to your face, you can get a way better result.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like if you're looking down a red dot sight, the bullet is going where that red dot is, right? And
exactly.
In the game, it's not, and you feel like, come on. Like
it feels like I'm on a boat or something, to be honest. Like, literally, I'm on a fucking boat in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and it's a big-ass storm, and I'm trying to hit somebody that's standing on another boat 100 meters away, and, like, everything is just bobbing up and down, and I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna hit people? Like, even Counter-Strike gives you better hit like even Counter-Strike doesn't even have hit markers, but I still feel like I know better if I hit somebody in Counter-Strike.
It's the feedback that you get from the game.
Yeah, exactly. The feedback it's not there anymore. I mean, like, the game is fucking great. Like, everything about it is great except for what actually makes a great FPS game, if you know what I mean. That's lacking.
I was just about to talk about like the core gameplay of BF4. Like, do you think it's fun? Do you think it's a Battlefield game?
Definitely. If you would fix the FPS player issues, like, because right now it's not an FPS game. Right now it's a simulator of driving tanks and helicopters and jerking about with weapons. But it's not a very good simulator because it's not even remotely like accurate to real life, and that's what pisses me off too. Like, when people come with this argument, like, oh, but it's supposed to be realistic. Realistic my ass, dude. What the hell? Like, the Magnum, I would shoot that quicker in real life.
God, I hate that.
And I'm not even a trained soldier. I would shoot that more accurately and quicker in real life. I promise you. It's just ridiculously slow.
Yeah.
With the 44 Magnum.
And stuff that. I mean, I know DICE, I think, have come out and said the reason they put that delay on is because that's the way it's like in real life. But it's a fucking video game. Like, it's not real life.
It's a fucking video game. It's supposed to be fucking fun. And the thing is, even you could say, like, oh, but it needs to be nerfed because it's so powerful. It didn't need a nerf in Battlefield 3. In Battlefield 3, the Magnum was the weapon you used to either spam one person and kill them when you ran out of bullets, like the noob way, or you used it as a really good player and you got 3 or 4 headshots.
Like a Deagle in CS.
Yeah, with a Deagle in CS. Exactly. You can spam it on close range and get a noob kill easily. Like, everyone have done that probably, including myself. Like, not even ADS. But if you take your time and aim for those headshots, oh man, I've gotten these like nice 5 headshots in a row out of 6 bullets in the Magnum in Battlefield 3. And it feels so rewarding. It feels so amazing.
Yeah, it does. It's nice. But again, you don't get that in BF4, so...
No, not at all. I mean, the delay of it is horrible. I mean, like, I've tried time and time again to learn how to use it, but...
It's unnatural,
if your enemy isn't
it?
A complete noob and he's moving about, you're chanceless. You can't do anything.
Yeah. Anything that creates input lag or takes the skill away from the player and puts it down to timing rather than, or like a random time period. Stupid.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're trying to dumb it down to attract Call of Duty players. But the thing is, why people love Call of Duty is not because it's dumb. Sure, it is a little bit dumb. It's not very advanced or anything like that. It doesn't have tons of ways to do it and maybe not require the best of skill to be kind of decent at. But you still have to be very good at Call of Duty to perform very good. That's the thing. Like, in Battlefield 4, I feel like it doesn't matter how hard I try or how good I get, I will still get screwed over by the game. And that's a feeling I don't like. I can accept getting screwed over by other players because I did a mistake or that they're simply better. That I can buy. Then I can just, more training is needed. It's cool. I just do it again. But like this, it just feels like I'm getting screwed over when I shouldn't, simply.
Yeah, it's almost like you get to a point, like a skill level, and no matter how hard you practice, you can't get through that barrier because you're gonna get shot behind a wall. You're gonna get stuck on a small rock, and that's gonna get you killed. Or you're just gonna be walking along. You'll hurdle over a plant pot, and then you'll get killed in action.
Yeah, it's like
come on, man.
I mean, like, it's so sad. So it just makes me sad because I know that the game would be literally. You probably agree with me on this one. The game would be the best fucking FPS game.
Yeah.
Ever, if it worked like as good as Counter-Strike, for example, or Call of Duty, when it comes to the shooting and movement mechanics and the hitbox, the tick rate, and the net coding.
Yeah.
I mean, it would blow Call of Duty, especially Call of Duty Ghost. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've always been a fan of games. I'm not a fan of Battlefield, so I always liked good games like Counter-Strike, like Call of Duty. I mean, when we're just talking FPS games and multiplayer, and PlanetSide 2, also. What's it called when you ski a bunch?
Tribes.
Tribes Ascend, like those kinds of games, because like the better you get, the more kills you get, and the more rewarding it is. Like it's as good as fucking getting laid when you feel like you make that perfect fucking play, man. It's just as good as getting laid. That's the thing.
And the skill gap is huge in those games because the people that are good are really good.
Oh yes. It's like, literally, you get so pissed off when you're up against someone, especially in Tribes or Call of Duty or Counter-Strike, because the skill gaps can be so huge there. And you get so pissed off when someone like that gets you. But the better you get and the closer you get to becoming as good as they are, the better it feels. And like it feels like you really are getting something out of your time. That's like, it's fun and you feel like you're improving. It's just a great feeling, simply. The feeling you should have of joy when playing video games.
Yeah, and I think, I totally agree with you when you say, if those fundamental things were fixed, I mean, it really would be the best multiplayer game, because in what other game can you do the sort of shit you can do in BF4? Like running along, you fucking RPG a helicopter, then a tank comes and attacks you. You get some C4 on it. Yeah. Then you're in a jet, you're in a helicopter. You work with teammates.
You jump out, land on a fucking roof, snipe another helicopter pilot, take his helicopter, like go on a killing spree. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, when it works,
like,
it's so much fun.
fun.
And we said that at the same time. Like,
yeah, it's just that's the thing that pisses me off and makes me the most sad, because like if I knew the game was complete shit and couldn't be salvaged, I mean, I wouldn't give a shit. I would just like, yeah, fuck that game. I'm just gonna wait for the next best thing. Mm-hmm. But I'm almost getting to that point now, because I don't see any fixes to these things that are making me so sad and angry. Because there's only other minor things. Because honestly, I could live with some of these other bugs, like getting killed jumping over a rock sometimes or some bullshit like that. I mean, like, as long as there's not too much of it, I mean, I can literally live with it. But when the core gameplay mechanics of an FPS game is broken, I just can't enjoy it. Because I'm one of those persons that I want to do my best, and I want to do my best to win. And I can't do that because I got my hands tied behind my back by the game.
And do you I mean, obviously, I think in terms of development time, I think BF4 needed like another 6 months.
Yeah, at least minimum 6 months. I think maybe as much as 9 months or a year more, honestly. Like full on development and like beta testing and that kind of stuff. Because like you got to try the beta, right? Mm-hmm. Early, like myself, and I was like, yeah, this game is great. It looks good.
It didn't seem that bad, did it?
The beta was broken. The beta was kind of broken though, but I mean, it was just beta, so I thought like, this is all probably gonna be fixed until the game is released. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, the game is awesome. Pre-order it and like everything like that, and especially at Gamescom, man. Dude, I even met you there.
So much fun,
and it was so good, so much fun. Like, got to play it a couple of hours. But those flaws wasn't evident then, because you haven't gotten enough time to learn the game. That's the sad part. And I feel kind of guilty for recommending the game to everybody, because I recommended Battlefield 3. I don't regret that at all, because everything was fixed except for the suppression. And that's the thing, like, I could kind of live with the suppression even though it pissed me off, but everything else worked great. So, like, it just makes me sad and angry.
And do you think the reason that they wanted to release that end of October last year was to get like a launch title for the new next gen consoles and to go up against COD Ghosts. How important do you think that is to like someone like EA?
I think that was very important, and the sad fact is that they're so wrong when it comes to that kind of stuff. A game nowadays has so much to do with which kinds of videos are made on YouTube and what newspapers write about them. I mean, everyone gets to know that the game is broken as soon as we make a video about it. And I think it took me maybe 2 or 3 days to make a video about, like, complaining about the first stuff, and then I noticed more and more during the weeks. But I kept on saying, like, to myself and to the viewers, like, but don't worry about it, guys. This is gonna get fixed. Like, you know DICE, you can trust DICE, they're gonna fix it. I mean, they're fixing things, and they're doing their best. I actually believe they are, but it might take 3 or 6 more months, or it might never get fixed, to be honest, because I don't think EA is putting that much money on fixing the game, to be honest. I think most of the people on DICE already have been ordered to work on the next title.
Yeah, Mirror's Edge
or
2
DLC.
or Battlefront, Star Wars.
Exactly.
But the
I'm
problem
pretty
is, the fact that the game's been pushed out like this already, it's already got that bad reputation. So even if they next week, if DICE and EA bring out like a super patch that like fixes everything, people like me and you would be really happy. But the guys that maybe hadn't picked the game up at launch, what have they heard about the game? They've heard it's buggy, it's terrible. They're not going to even give it a second chance, and that's kind of sad. But it's the fact of the matter that if you release a broken game, it's always going to be broken in some people's eyes. Like, it doesn't matter if you patch it. You've got that reputation.
And the thing is that if they would have waited maybe 9 months even and like competed with Black Ops, I mean, I personally think Black Ops 3 is gonna be way more hard to compete against, because Black Ops has been better than the Call of Duty title, the last, what is it, 2 titles? Like Black Ops
2
1
was
and
a
2.
brilliant game. Loved it.
Oh god, I loved it. I played the multiplayer for like 3 months, hands down, enjoyed the shit out of it. Then I got sick of it. I usually do get sick of the Call of Duty titles in 3 months or something like that. And I'm guessing I'm gonna become sick of Titanfall in the same way. But they're still great fun. I really feel like I get my money's worth.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. And then the fucking zombie mode. Oh, dude. I don't know if you play that, but that is so much fun.
I played a little
Just
bit
teaming
of
up
it,
with random people. Oh my god, it's amazing. I love it.
Okay, so the expansion packs or the DLC for BF4. Obviously, we've had China Rising. What were your overall thoughts of that? Did you like the maps?
Yeah, I like the maps. I think they were good. Definitely good maps, good weapons, like fun stuff added. Like, but it doesn't really matter. Like how good the DLC is if the like the core game mechanics are broken. Sadly, that's just how I feel. Like it's like putting more poop on the poop pile
onto
simply.
The poop cake.
Yeah, instead drop it in some gold and polish it up, and at least we got a polished turd. Just like, that's way better. That's how I would have wanted it. No, but I gotta say, the DLC's definitely been good. I would not have regret buying premium if the game would have been whole, because I think the DLC's kind of held up to what I was promised and what I was looking forward to.
What do you think about Second Assault?
I think that was better than China Rising, actually, to be honest, because some of those maps I just love to play, especially Metro and Gulf of Oman, 32 or 48 player Rush. Oh man, I played those so much fun.
Can you name a good Rush map in vanilla BF4? Is there any map that you think that's a damn good Rush map?
The only one is Parasail Storm. It is amazing.
Okay.
I love that one because it's so versatile. It kind of reminds me of Devon Peak from Battlefield 3. Like you fight from your ship to their broken ship. You can fight under the ship, next to the ship in the water, go on top of the ship. Then it's time to move over to the island with the one house. Then you can try to get in the house, shoot the enemy from behind or from above. It's just great. And then of course you move on to the other island, the bigger island with the radio tower, and also all of the The bunkers too, just a great, like, you're running through those little bunkers, you gotta watch your head so they don't shoot you from above, make sure no one comes around the corner in the next line of the bunker, or whatever you want to call them. Or I think they're called skyttegrav. They're called skyttegravar in Swedish.
Trenches.
Yeah, trenches, that's a better word than bunker. The trenches, that's what I'm talking about. So, just a great map. I love it.
But apart
it's
from
amazingly
that,
good.
like... No, I mean, like in BF3, there were so many, I think, good rush maps.
Some are okay, but yeah, exactly. The BF3 just had so many better rush maps, and since I kind of got in, I don't know about you, did you start playing Battlefield again with Bad Company 2 like I did?
Well, I've played all of the Battlefield games, but I did play a lot of Bad Company 2, yeah, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I really got into it again with Bad Company 2, and I just loved the rush concept of those maps. And like how Battlefield 3 just took it to the next level. Well, amazing. I kind of stopped there around Battlefield 2 because I didn't find Battlefield 2 that good. It was too much like, I guess, Arma. Mm-hmm. I would say a little bit too much hardcore, a little bit too much realistic they were going for, and Bad Company 2 just basically brought it back for me, especially with the Vietnam DLC. I actually bought it because of the Vietnam DLC. When I played out that and got sick of it, I played vanilla, Bad Company 2, and that was just, great. So great. Holy shit.
It was an incredible game, and you could tell that those maps were specifically built for that game mode, Rush.
Yeah. Oh, indeed.
But
without a doubt.
In BF4, I'm sad really because, like, I love the Rush game mode, especially in like Bad Company 2 BF3. It was one of my favourite because it's very infantry centric a lot of the time. Like,
yeah.
And the gunplay in those games are good, but in BF4, not so good. But I think one of the main problems is obviously the map design, but something that a lot of people don't think about, I think, is the commander mode. And in Rush, if you've got an enemy commander that's doing UAV scans all the time, like, what's one of the most important things on Rush when you're attacking is flanking, right?
Flanking, yes.
And
don't everyone just pile up in a big noob pile and go at the same little corner of the map, because then you're gonna get slaughtered. Yeah. It's like 300 all over again, like a little enemy force just kicking your ass.
But you can't do it in BF4 because you're always on the map. You're always on the minimap. How are you supposed to flank and get a nice back rage on, get a sneaky MCOM plant?
Yeah, dude, I thought people were cheating at first because I didn't think about the damn commander, and then I was told, like, dude, the commander is spotting you. I was like, fuck. Yeah,
and there's nothing you can do. Damn. You can't kill the commander. All you can do is leave the game and join a server that doesn't have a fucking commander.
Yeah, exactly. I think,
like, what?
First, I definitely don't think Commander should even be in Rush to begin with.
Yeah.
And second of all, I don't even like Commander, to be honest, on Conquest. I don't think he has much to do with Conquest. Even there, I think, I mean, maybe if he could talk to you, like, or maybe he can talk to you with his mic. Can he?
He can speak to squad leaders.
Yeah, he can speak to squad leader. That's about it. But yeah, I don't even like it in Conquest, to be honest. I mean, if you would change it, I don't exactly know how, but I think you could find a good way of implementing Commander mode in Conquest. But it's not that good implemented, in my opinion. But I'm not going to say much, since I honestly don't have an answer or a fix to it either. But personally, I don't enjoy it. That's for sure.
I mean, you probably tried it a couple of times, right? And then you're like, and then that's it. You're bored of it.
Dude, it's no fun to play. I mean, like, I'd rather play Angry Birds if I'm taking a dump on the toilet than play Commander, for God's sakes. I mean, like, it is not fun. I'd rather read a newspaper. And I mean, I don't even like reading, so, yeah.
What does that say, then?
Yeah, exactly. It's just that it's badly implemented. I think it's something they wanted to be able to advertise and, like, show off, oh, this is so cool, you can send this cruise missile, and, like, having trailers. But it never really was thought out in the best way possible. It might have been more of a selling point to get all the Battlefield 2 players back in the game.
Yeah.
But what they don't realize is that the people that played Battlefield 2 and really enjoyed that, they're more of the Arma type players. They want to take it calm and easy. They're probably a little bit older, your or my age or older. Not like something maybe the most kids would enjoy. I'm not saying everyone, but I'm just saying in general, so to say. And more tactical and slow paced, because games like Arma, let's say they said standalone, even a grown up that doesn't have the best mouse eye hand coordination can enjoy that game, because it has a lot to do with tactics. How do you approach this village? Do you go through the trees, take it easy, just sit down, snipe? But Battlefield 3 brought Battlefield, or Bad Company 2 also brought Battlefield into that huge battlefield that Battlefield has, but with that COD feeling. Like, you can run in and be a one-man army if you're good enough. And that's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I got fucking good at it, I could run in and easily kill the 5 pussies, as I would like to call them, camping in a house that we can't get. I could run in, kill them all, and knife the last guy. Battlefield 4, I won't make it further in than to shoot the first guy. Then I'm already suppressed, and I can't even hit the other guys, and I die instantly.
Yeah, maybe you get one or two people, and then you're screwed.
It's like, yeah, exactly. It's just, it doesn't work the same way, and that's what they should have brought to Battlefield 4. They shouldn't have tried to be as tactical and add as many things. I mean, it's always good to have a lot of guns, a lot of vehicles, a lot of maps, as long as it's good stuff. I mean, you put some love into it and just not slap them together and, like, put a different skin on it, if you know what I mean. And I think they did that pretty good, but then they added a lot of other stuff that really was not necessary. And also the single player.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Did you play it all the way through?
Why do they... No way, man. No way. It was painful. I was like, oh my God, can you let the enemies come sometimes so I can knife them all? Just to, like, test how many I can knife. It's just, I play it on the hardest, and they're dumb as fuck, man. I would have a harder time killing a sack of potatoes, man. It's just sad. I mean, I don't even play the Call of Duty single-player campaign, just to be honest, because I'm like, what? No. If I want to play single-player, I play RTS games.
Or Bioshock or something, or Fallout.
Yeah, exactly. Bioshock, Fallout, Skyrim. I play those kinds of games for single-player. I buy Battlefield, Counter-Strike, and Call of Duty for the multiplayer experience. Kicking noobs, for God's sakes. That's what you want to do. I mean, like, you want some resistance, not bots, for God's sake.
Well, apparently, DICE and EA have come out and said that some people buy the Battlefield games and just play the single player and never play the multiplayer.
Yeah, but I mean,
how many people?
Yeah, how many people? I mean, like, of course there's gonna be a few suckers that do it, and I mean, like, some might play the single player and enjoy it, but they really want to play the multiplayer as well. And I honestly think they would lose so few sales from removing the single player and just concentrating on the multiplayer, that it would make the game so much better that they would win more sales by everyone just saying this is the best game ever.
It's a sign. I think it's a sign of the times as well. I think a lot of developers are scared to do multiplayer only. But obviously something like Titanfall sort of merges single player with multiplayer, and I think it. I mean, I know in the demo that we played, or the beta, I think it's more of a demo, but whatever.
I think, honestly, I think it's more of a demo as well.
You know, there's elements of the story creeping in there, and you know, that's cool. And you buy a game like Titanfall, like Battlefield, I'd say 90%, maybe 95% of people buy it for the multiplayer.
Oh yes. And I mean, the single player might be a little bit of a bonus if you want to, like, if your internet is down or if you're on your laptop and traveling or something like that. But honestly, that's not why you buy them. It's for the multiplayer, especially Battlefield.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think maybe 80% buy it for multiplayer when it comes to Call of Duty, because those campaigns have always been quite good, like, at least better than decent. But Battlefield campaigns, oh my God, man, they're hardly they're I would say like 4 out of 10. I mean, not even okay. I would say Call of Duty is maybe 6. It's good, but not anything more.
It's just it's bubblegum, isn't it? Like, it's Hollywood. You just play it for 4 hours. It's just a blast, and then you're done with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's Call of Duty. Like, I want to ask as well. Like, if anyone's watching this video now in the comments, tell me how many of you guys bought Battlefield 4 and just played the single player.
Yeah, don't be mean against anyone that says it, because we honestly want to know.
Choice.
Like, it's cool if you did that. It's cool. We don't hate you or anything like that. It's like we just want to know so we can actually like tell DICE that look, 2 guys out of 500 said they bought it. So like, you're obviously wrong. Please stop making single player, for God's sakes.
Yeah, they could just stick all that focus onto the multiplayer game, all that manpower, all that testing.
Yeah.
You know,
we would. I mean, even if it would have been like Battlefield 3, because Battlefield 3 was good, definitely it was really good, except for just a few things. Imagine if they put all that effort in single player into multiplayer instead. Holy crap, man! Holy crap! It would have been so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's even possible to be better. I mean, like, at least the bugs would have all been ironed out and fixed. I would hope.
And I think the problem is at the moment that there's so many new features in there and like so many variables in the game that they simply don't have the manpower to test it. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think since you have too little manpower, you need more time instead.
Yeah,
but they never got it. And especially with how bad Call of Duty Ghosts was, imagine how Battlefield 4 could have risen to the top and beaten Call of Duty. I mean, like, I still love Call of Duty. I'm still gonna buy the good Call of Duty games. Don't get me wrong here, but I would love to see Battlefield finally dominate. So Call of Duty has to try even harder and make even better games. Exactly, because that is a win-win situation. It's a win for me, and it's a win for every Call of Duty fan that hates Battlefield, even, because then they have to try even harder and make it even better. I think it would kind of do the same thing with YouTube.
Yeah, it would. It would be interesting.
Competition too. Yeah.
Just before we finish off as well, I just wanted to ask you about the couple of the new game modes they introduced. So obviously we've heard the Titan mode is coming back. You know, did you play Battlefield 2142?
No, I didn't, but I kind of know what it is. It's like a flying ship, right? That you need to blow up some cores inside and stuff.
Yeah, so the map is pretty much conquest, like a big conquest map, but in the sky are these 2 like ships, and they've got shields. And every time you cap a point on the map, instead of bleeding tickets, it fires missiles at the enemy Titan.
Exactly, weakening the shields, and
then eventually you can get in and you can go and try and blow it up. So I'm thinking, you know, in BF4 Naval Strike, they're calling it carrier assault. So obviously there's going to be 2 big, aircraft carriers, and instead of shields, maybe they have like air defenses or something. And I'm really hoping that this game mode, if by that point, I think it's March 18th they've said is the release date, you know, maybe they've done this big balance patch, and I know they were doing tests a couple of days this week for netcode fixes.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm really looking forward to see that, because I mean, in my mind, I almost like know it's not gonna get fixed, but in my heart, I really hope.
Yeah,
man.
Well, you
really hope.
I think it's okay to assume that they can make it as good as BF3 was for the netcode, because it's the same engine, but obviously they've bloated it with a lot of features, and that's probably caused a load of bugs.
Yeah.
But I think it's okay to assume that eventually it will be at the same level that BF3 was, I guess.
Yeah. I'm hoping, at least.
And hopefully by the time that Naval Strike's out, which is about 18 days from now, 19 days, maybe they'll have a big patch out. And that game mode as well, it was a lot of fun in 2142. It's probably what I played the most with, with my friends, because it was a nice mix of that classic Battlefield, running around on the ground in vehicles, whatever. But then you could also go into a ship that had infantry only,
Yeah.
And that was fun. That was something new to the series. So maybe, they get all these fixes out there that could really, reinvigorate our love for the game. I hope, anyway.
Oh God, that would be so amazing, man. It's like it's like the best thing ever. If it would actually happen, I really hope it will.
Yeah. Do you ever play diffuse mode, by the way, on BF4?
Is that the Counter-Strike mode?
Yeah.
I think I tried it once or twice, but then I never found any servers for it.
Yeah, it's bad, man.
It's.
What do you think of
like,
Obliteration?
Obliteration. I mean, Obliteration is kind of fun on big maps with a lot of people, but most of the maps doesn't work for it. Like Siege of Shanghai, for example, it's a pretty bad Obliteration map. You need a lot of ground so you can flank and things. Otherwise, it just ends up in a stalemate that just bores the heck out of you. I mean, if I want to sit and wait for people forever, or like vice versa, I play freaking DayZ standalone and sit in some bush at the northwestern airfield, for God's sakes.
Oh man,
I want action and then lots of shooting and explosions in Battlefield.
Yeah, awesome. Right, yeah, I think we should wrap it up there, dude.
Yeah, otherwise it becomes way too long.
Yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. A nice, honest and just balls out there chat between me and Anders about the game. Yeah, you should totally go and check out Anders' channel as well. He puts out some really cool content. Obviously, if you're one of my newest subscribers, you might not have heard of Anders, but he does some excellent Minecraft, Battlefield content. He's also going to do a big Let's Play, hopefully, on the new South Park game.
Yeah, I was actually just playing that. The same goes for you, Jack. My viewers are welcome to check you out. Me and Jack used to do a lot of Battlefield together, especially Russian.
Yeah.
Kicked a lot of ass.
BF3 was a lot of fun when we played together.
God damn, man. Especially in the helicopter. That was so much fun. when we finally actually got together and got in the same helicopter, because it was hard. Oh my god.
You get those people that would hog the helicopter as well.
Yeah. Always had to beg, like, on your knees, please let me and my friend play it. Please jump out so we can play together. Please.
Yeah. Sweet. So yeah, we're gonna go jump in a few games of BF4 now. So thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, hope you enjoyed this one.
The same. Bye bye.